This weekend, people from around the world came together in Mississippi to mark 70 years since the murder of Emmet Till. In late August of 1955, Till and his cousin Reverend Wheeler Parker Jr. took the train from Chicago to Mississippi. What happened next is a dark chapter in American history. A mob of racists lynched and shot the 14-year-old. This past week, the 86-year-old Reverend, who is the only living witness to Till's kidnapping, took the very same train ride to Mississippi, and our Steve Osunsami and team were there with the Reverend as he relived that painful and deeply personal journey.
My goal in my life journey is to help people see the light about love and not hate. I've been set free from hate. And once you've been set free, you want to experience it. And I can't afford the luxury of hate.
Watch your step.
We're coming.
Reverend Wheeler Parker says that his Bible tells him to forgive. And he says that's what he's doing here.
Thank you.
Taking an overnight train to Mississippi with his wife, trying to make peace.
Oh my goodness.
With the murder of his cousin by a clan of racists.
If you dwell on it, you'll come out of it injured.
Mm-hmm. Nearly 70 years ago to this day.
Do you forgive Mississippi? Do you forgive America for what happened? Do you forgive those people?
If you don't forgive, God ain't forgiving you. Vengeance belongs to God, and you got to believe that.
Is it hard for you to go back to Mississippi ever?
For a long time, I wouldn't go, for over 10 years.
This 86-year-old preacher in the sunset of his life is the only living witness of the kidnapping of Emmet Till in 1955. They were barely teenagers when he and his cousin took a train like this one from their home in Chicago to spend the summer with family in Mississippi. But only one of them would return alive.
Cotton picking time, just starting down south. When you're young, you just want to get there and get going and seeing your cousin.
Both of you were excited to go?
Yeah, man. It was a venture for us, you know. But see, I'm from the South. I'm acutely aware of the mores of the South. He didn't know that. I knew where I was going. We call it going behind the Iron Curtain.
He says they warned his cousin that things were different behind that Iron Curtain in America, that black children who were out after dark could pay with their lives, and that black boys should never even dare speak to white women.
You know you could get killed for reckless eyeball.
For reckless eyeball?
Reckless eyeball. Do you know what it was like in 1955?
I believe it. Yeah, I believe it.
When we arrived in the Mississippi Delta in the morning rain, he took us to what's left of the grocery store.
Where was the entrance when you were...
Right in front here.
Overgrown with weeds, and much smaller than the scene he remembers as a child. This is where the white woman who worked here claimed that his 14-year-old cousin had grabbed her, put his hands around her waist, and then told her he had slept with white women before. It was all over the daily papers with quotes from a young Wheeler Parker calling 21-year-old Carolyn Bryant a pretty lady, interviews he says he never gave. Bryant and her husband Roy owned the store. In 2007, she told a book writer that she lied, and then she died in 2023, never apologizing to the black families.
What should I not forget to tell America about what happened here?
It's history. You're not here to serve animosity or hate. Talk about history. Let the world see. Let the world know how far we've come. America's great. We made a lot of progress. And we should do a better job and be more open about it. It happens. You can't deny that, you know. That's the truth. The truth will make you free.
Reverend Parker, who was there, says the truth is that Emmet Till only whistled at the woman and says the bigger mistake was that he and his cousin and a few other black boys were there without an adult. They knew in seconds their lives were on the line and ran from the store. What happened next would leave a bloody stain on the fabric of American history.
2:30 in the morning, I hear these people talking. So you got two boys here from Chicago. And we want to talk to the one that did the talk. I said, God, I'm getting ready to die. They finna kill us. But when he did that, we could have disappeared. When he whistled at that lady, he violated a big moray. Could have been shot on the spot. I said, God, I'm gonna die.
So 2:30 in the morning, someone comes to the door?
Yeah, they're knocking on the door, and you couldn't see your face, hand in front of your face.
Was it screaming? They were
No, not screaming, just this belligerent death talk, what we call death talk. It's like he's not respecting them. So they left with him. That's the last time we saw him alive.
That was the last time you saw him alive.
Before the night was over, Carolyn Bryant's husband and half-brother would drag Emmet Till to a barn and then mutilate the child in unspeakable ways before shooting him in the head and then dumping his body in the Tallahatchie River. His mother couldn't even recognize her child and demanded an open casket at his funeral, determined to shock the nation and change the law, which she did.
And as much as my son had to die, I don't want his death to be a vain thing. If it can further the cause of freedom, then I will say that he died a hero.
This is the barn. So many people we talk with around here say that for many years, they couldn't speak to what happened inside of here, and for different reasons. For some, it was about not giving word to the horror that happened here, and for others, it was about living in denial.
Tonight, we gather here in Greenwood, Mississippi, humbled by the weight of history and lifted by the power of remembrance.
On this 70th anniversary of Emmet Till's murder, people from around the world are meeting Reverend Parker in Mississippi.
We recognize that the blood still cries.
Vowing to never forget.
His name, Emmet Till.
This couple drove from Arkansas to see the barn for themselves.
I want it to be taught. I want history to be taught. We have ugly parts of history, but it needs to be taught.
The owners of the barn are now selling it to a history museum with the help of a major donation from television producer Shonda Rhimes. She explained to our Robin Roberts why this was a must-do.
I don't think I'd ever known where it happened, where a child had been tortured and killed. I couldn't let it go.
They're also trying to preserve the land where the boys slept that night and the old grocery store where the injustice began. And while we were there, they put the gun those men used on display at a local museum. America's laws never held a single person responsible, and there are people here who still fight with the truth. They've had to replace this signpost, for example, spelling out what happened here more than once, because some people keep filling it with bullet holes. It's all a reminder that whatever peace we here in America enjoy today doesn't come easy. And the good Reverend insists that forgiveness has to be part of this story.
People who don't forgive, they suffer. They suffer tremendously.
But this is about people who are lynching people, that a lot of black folks aren't in a reconciliation mood and want a different attitude for different times.
Right. From my perspective, everybody got to come stand before God. Get people to see the light, and that's my job. And Martin Luther King took that attitude, Jesus took that attitude. But that's what we have to do, try to change individuals.
Our thanks to Steve Osunsami.